to exploit this character's grounded speed and kill confirms to make GrlyTeenQueen exit stage left a little early, or if this Bayonetta is going to be able to get that bats within out in a timely fashion and instead get a full reversal at tiny percents.
We'll have to see. GrlyTeenQueen, well known for being a menace in Tri-State, is going to have to fight out against one of the huge up-and-comers from NBBA in Warner. One of many, or at least a few Greninjas that we have. We know that this character can be very slippery, and for a combo character like Bayonetta, that can be a death knell. However, I know that Bayonetta also has some troubles with disjointed characters, and because we do have the Water Kunai, the Shuriken, there's some good things that Warner can do to try to bait out some of these more predictable and punishable options from GrlyTeenQueen, but the combos will come out whether we like them or not.
Yeah, that's the problem. Bayo always going to get her pound of flesh, and right now we just got to see what it transitions into. What did I say? Bats with it into smash attacks. When Bayos can get those stocks off early, they feel so much better than when they're working from a big deficit.
Yeah, you need that early lead, otherwise the problem that Bayonetta has of killing can sometimes come back at the end of the game to make things harder for you to secure a win. That just means GrlyTeenQueen work a little bit less hard in the next few stocks just to try to see what Warner's going to do in reaction to having a disadvantage.
It feels like Warner is sticking grounded, but the problem is we haven't really seen Warner be able to use out-of-shield options to punish GrlyTeenQueen's Bayo, and that's really the problem with Greninja. This character's out-of-shield options not particularly great, not particularly disjointed or fast.
Yeah, it really is unfortunate that you can't really do too much unless you have a good advantage stage. And Warner, because he wants to stay grounded, it makes you feel like he wants to get a few grabs. But that doesn't really work when you're up against a Bayonetta. They stay aerial so much that it's just hard to get your grabs.
Using the B reversal to have a back air available, but are we really going to challenge a Bayo up B? No, I think it's very smart by Warner trying for an edge trap instead. Using that speed and again baiting and punishing, that I feel like is Greninja's strength. Allow them to land aggressively and then just blow them up in early percents with that forward air.
Jankiest angle that I've seen in a while for up tilt to back air. GrlyTeenQueen looking for those KO confirms and bread and butters early. Warner's got to be ready for that even with the DI.
Back air forcing another ledge opportunity here for Warner. GrlyTeenQueen showing the back air, but instead goes with the side B. I'm digging the little mix-up right there, and now boards them at center stage.
Laying the trap, Warner kind of eagerly takes the cheese, but the trap snaps shut, and it feels like now he's back on the ledge, and we're just one up tilt to back air away from killing. But okay, the down air you fall out. I guess we'll take everything we can get in this one.
Yeah, Warner 100% thanking their lucky stars for that one. Instead, he gets the up smash right here, and now we have Greninja with max rage. We get the down throw, DI mix up, a great double jump away by GrlyTeenQueen. Forward throw may very well do so. Even with great DI, Warner unable to survive that one.
Yeah, that's tough, but we poke out of the shield with the down tilt. That's just enough to kind of put the pressure back on. You see an air dodge, but Warner doesn't take any liberties trying to punish further. Just wants to wait it out. And these edge traps, as you mentioned, like the ledge get-ups have been caught. Warner doesn't really want to worry too much about edge guarding. He's just going to take that ledge trap situation and run with it.
Now playing a little bit more defensive, I'm digging the Shuriken option, just try to bait this Bayo into running forward into something errant. At his even percentages, Warner definitely can play a little bit more defensively. Safe shield pressure with the neutral air into the rapid jab, solid damage, but yeah, reset the situation. And these ledge traps need to go ahead and pay off, and instead the reversal yet again from Bayo, unable to even punish the special lag.
Yeah, it was like the delayed nair that just kind of like didn't even hit shield. I feel like Warner's just looking for a couple of like the simple things, but I think you got to break the bank. I think you got to go for something kind of wild. Otherwise, GrlyTeenQueen is like ready for it.
Double jumps away from the projectiles, just lands unsafely though, so now no hitbox obviously on the front part of that hitbox, so Warner has to be very careful off stage.
I like that Warner is willing to overtake with a high recovery. That up B can actually push GrlyTeenQueen a little bit farther off ledge as well simultaneously. So, I mean, I'm excited to see how Warner kind of builds off of that in the future. We can see harder punishes and maybe a reversal in the works. But as of right now, they're playing it super safe. Warner with a slight deficit. Cannot do too much here because the poke on shield like that is going to be hard punished.
Yeah, what is a cross-up when I get that up B that hits on both sides? Warner definitely has to go ahead and modulate that dash attack usage. Tries to go ahead and go for it yet again. Instead gets caught yet one more time by Bayo's up B. And again, this unsafe shield pressure, it is causing this deficit to spiral out of control.
A little bit of slip and slide movement from Warner. Trying to survive here with grab, and we actually get a little bit of a punish, but still struggling. 175, we got full rage on this Greninja. If we see an up smash or something, it could potentially steal something.
Great tech, though, from GTQ on that platform. 100% need that at these percentages. I think you're dead on there. One up smash may do it with max rage, but holding out in that spot. So now forward throw will definitely do it, but at this point, look at Warner weaving in and out of GrlyTeenQueen's threat area, just trying to get hit by nothing other than these weak hits. Up throw, maybe? Down throw?
Yeah, the down throw is a DI mix-up, and you can tell Warner in that same moment was looking for a grab as well. It was a little bit slower, and because of that hesitation ends up getting overtaken, the Bayonetta grab comes through. But I'm worried because Warner is starting to grab more at the basically like the linchpin parts of these stocks, because now he's so reliant on using the grab as like a simple way to get the kill that he's not going for his normal confirms. He's got to go for some of these like safer things because a whiff grab can be a huge death sentence for him right now.
I think that's a really good analysis right there, Darvin. It's really what we saw there too. It's just that the speed of that grab limits what Greninja can do in those positions. It feels like GTQ is incredibly confident at mid-distance and shield because you can just react to whatever happens in this spot.
But if that's the case, Warner just needs to go for things like pivot grab, which are absurd range, right? Like that's the kind of stuff that you can use to beat out GrlyTeenQueen's own grabs in this situation in the future. But Warner's got to be ready to commit to that because it's just like dash grab and standing grab that he's relying on. And there were a couple of missed grabs in that last sequence in the last game. We'll have to see the changes.
So far, the changes haven't been popping up right now as Warner yet again off the deficit as the Bayo combo game remains like undefeated. It feels as though, like, what do you do in these spots? Like, how do you actually respond when you're at a deficit starting immediately?
I think what you do, I mean, obviously we're seeing the patient play coming out, but I mean, Warner's starting to rely a little bit more on Shuriken, trying to do the projectile gameplay. You can see that he's starting to like land a little bit more efficiently with the Nair, but once he gets that Nair hit, you're not seeing a conversion. There's not a lot of extensions here.
You're right. We haven't even seen the up air trains from Greninja. Yeah. So a bit unfortunate for sure, but Warner might be fighting at a bit of a disadvantage, but I would not be surprised if we see a turnaround right away. It's one of those where all Greninja needs is to get one of those down tilt forward airs at edge, and even if you're at 75, max rage, I'm taking out to the bank.
Right, and because Bayo has that problem killing unless you get something like that, it means that Warner has to make a mistake like that in order to lose the stock at that high percent. Otherwise, GrlyTeenQueen just gets one hit and falls out, can't convert after that.
So now, falling out of the up smash every now and then, it feels as though Greninja's up smash is just a coin flip, a roulette wheel spin. You never know what you're going to get.
Shout out to Tarek. I know if he saw that, he'd be molding. He'd be seeing nothing but Twitter clips for the next week.
For sure.
So looking for more here. Yeah, that's what I want to see. The pop-up with the Hydro Pump. But come on, we got to see something else here because GrlyTeenQueen puts feet back on ground, and now the edge guard is theirs.
It's like you say, Warner has had the right ideas, but you need to execute right. It seems now Warner's fiending for this kill. Up throw, you think? Not gonna kill.
Yeah, we do, but I mean, I think that's the right option here on like the low earth ceilings of PS2. That can happen, but there's just not a lot of rage. If you had maybe 100% of rage, you would have been okay there. Still unable to get it, and I worry that now we're going to start staling it. We got to see something else here. And again, we're relying on these grabs. You're having a problem killing, but you're Greninja against Bayonetta. They are the ones who are supposed to have that.
It just feels as though Warner can't really space these forward airs because of just the disjoints from side B. He has not been able to pick up on GrlyTeenQueen's timings on these jumps. Wow. Does finally manage to secure the stock right here, though, but can we crack this defense nerf? What needs to happen?
I mean, it's hard to say because they both have such a good defense as of right now. I mean, Warner had a lot of shield discipline in that last moment, was able to use that to kind of force his way back in, take that stock. But GrlyTeenQueen is defensive. Warner is playing equally as defensive. But GrlyTeenQueen, when they get the hit confirms, they come alive, and this is what I'm talking about. Warner is still barely alive and not out of the woods just yet.
The double up tilt back air. Warner gets out of the first one, but unable to escape the second blow. If at first you do not succeed, just swing again. They'll probably mess up.
It's Bayonetta. You know you have the liberty to do, though. I don't know. Warner feels like he's kind of like grasping at straws in some of these neutral situations. The advantage states have been petering out as quickly as they arrive, but they're not frequent, and it feels like GrlyTeenQueen is starting to bear down even harder on Warner.
And look at the patience, too. GTQ has been just sitting back on platform at mid-distance, daring Warner to toss out an unsafe dash attack that won't cross up shield. I am really respecting the ability of this Bayo main to take a moment, breathe, and allow Warner the space to make a mistake.
It's true, and the timings on the ABKs have all been phenomenal. The spacings, even when they hit shield, have been enough to force Warner into an action. He's not able to do too much, and we see an instant get out of jail free card. taken for a full ride, and GrlyTeenQueen now brings it right back home. Another up tilt back air. The janky hitboxes keep bringing him back, and Warner cannot do anything. The grabs, the reliance, it's just starting to show time and time again, and GrlyTeenQueen knows it.
Yeah, the DI too has been on point. GTQ has been falling out of these down tilt confirms, and that is something that every single Greninja will tilt off of, and now stuck on the platform, rolls out and gets caught by the sweet spot back air. That felt very, very difficult for Warner to crack the iron defense of GTQ.
Yeah. Trying to get past some of those situations where you're not sure if you have to tech, and you get sent into tumble at the wrong time, you don't tech on that platform, all of a sudden, Bayo's going to completely delete you because that back air is by itself a kill move. It's one of the only ones that they really can rely on in those situations. So you got to be ready for it.
It feels as though perhaps the answer on Warner's side was to play a little bit more